Anyway, I've really been thinking about. I need to pause. Hold on, pause. Alright, my bad. I just wasn't sure where this was gonna go, so I had to get it together. Appreciate your patience on that. Okay, so I do want to start this out by saying and reiterating the things that so many people have said, like on the spiritual side, as far as 2020, what happened in 2020, right? And I want to reiterate that in such a way. I thought I had my lights together. Sorry about that. No, I'm not sorry. I apologize. Apologies. I'm still working on my words. Anyway. Okay, so I want to reiterate. I want to reiterate 2020. Only because I know what actually happened. And yes, there were timeline jumps. Yes, there's clarity. Yes, a lot of death. And a lot of rebirth, too. And it began there. And that's when people began to see outside of what we have been programmed to be. Right? I keep saying this, and I remember, like, I'll just give you my life, for example, because a lot of people just know, like it's all based off of, they grew up this way, and they knew they were gonna be this job, and this job was gonna pay these bills, and these bills were gonna make sure they had this amount of family, and that amount of family is gonna make sure that they were, able to take care of things, and then they retire, and then they die, right? They already had it all planned out. But there's some of us that was like trying to still figure out where, like, why? Okay, not where, why? It was somebody who was trying to figure out why. Why is that it? But we had been programmed, and I'm trying to work on this language too, because I told you words and spells, and but is a big one that I'm really working on, because but kind of disregards everything that you said before it, right? And I don't want that to be the case. Sorry about that. Anyway, I know during the most of our lives, we were programmed. We were programmed from the time we were in first grade, kindergarten, first grade even. It started for some of us. Yes, we learned a lot of things. We also learned how to sit still for hours on end. We learned how to take orders for hours on end. We learned how to base our lives, our value, upon how well we were able to integrate into this thing that is just showing us how to be still. It's not showing us nothing else. Be still. That's it. Right? And I remember because I never, I'm not going to go too deep. Okay? Not too deep. I was never one of those kids that, like, went to the same school or was in the same district, like, all their lives or even partially their lives. It was usually every year was a different district, different home, for one reason or another. And I remember even then, because there were little things like people graduating from kindergarten to first grade, and for whatever reason, I was never in the class in the school that did those graduations until like before or after they had those, and I'm like, I wanted to graduate. Same thing with like going to like I remember like I never stayed in one place, and then going back to the other school, and they were like, oh yeah, we graduated to middle school, and I'm like, I wanted to do that. And then even in high school, like I kept saying like, no matter where you are, like it just seems like they want to put you back at the bottom, like put you in that place, and it's like so it's just always this. This has been designed. This has been programmed into us, and we have just accepted it. And no matter how high you are on the totem pole, there is a totem pole. You can't deny it. That's what I'm saying. And on the other end, after all of that happened, people started staying home and things like that. That's when people were able to stop being a fight or flight, right? And they were able to dream. They were able to remember. They were able to remember how, and it's not even like about being a child and like saying, I want to be a doctor when I grow up. They remember how they wanted to make people feel. That? It wasn't about the title. You remember how you wanted to make people feel. If you wanted to be a lawyer, it's because you wanted to protect somebody, right? If you wanted to be a doctor, it's because you wanted to heal somebody. If you wanted to be a taxi driver, it's because you wanted to lead somebody. Do you remember that? That's what I feel like that's what this fight or flight thing has been doing to us. Like, it makes it so you don't remember it. Yes, you were successful. You always will be. Yes, you were valuable. You always will be. You were meant to be here. For sure. And when I tell you, some of us that had to break through generational curses, I know I've died like 6 times. 3 of those times, like, oh, I shouldn't say that. Like, I'm not gonna get on now. Damn it. Anyway, so I know that that's happened, and that's the only reason that I can. That's the only reason that I can look at everything, and because each time I came back, the light was just brighter. The light was just brighter. The light was just brighter. And the only thing that I have been able to feel past the disappointment, past the hurt, past the anger, past the shame, past the shame. That's a shame. All I can feel is I want to help. I want to help people go through that without having to go through all of those things. And I really feel like the reset, everything that's being reset, and even even with the chaos that's going on right now, so many people feel like it's chaos. My people, y'all know who you are so full of the hope. They're so full of hope. Because I know my people, you know who you are. The main thing that you just really could just, even just survive it. You do what you do to make it, get to the next day and things like that. At the end of the day, though, there were certain lines that you couldn't cross, and you could not understand how people could cross them. You couldn't understand why people wanted to hurt people. Why people was just like looking at people like, just because I could step on you, just because they could, and they did. Like, you could not understand. I could not understand it. And even when I knew I was getting, I saw the shoe, I saw the foot, I saw the shadow, I saw all of it. I walked right into it sometimes, just because I kind of felt like I saw it, but I wanted to prove, like, if you see it all the way through, that's another thing that just literally happened last year, because before then, I would just stay in stuff, like, because I was feeling like I was trying to figure out why. Why is this person doing this? Why is this person doing that? And then one day I had to download, because when you start getting downloads and stuff, this is not for everybody. I apologize in advance. And this is not a knock on me. This is not a knock on anybody else that gets downloads or anything like that. I just know whenever I say some stuff, I'm like, that wasn't me. I'm not that smart. I'm not that smart. And I am. I know. They know I am. It's still like, like some of the stuff, they know. You know if you know. Anyway, I say all of that to say 2025, think about how many times you saw things play out in a way that you would not have wanted them to. At the same time, you understood why it happened. Y'all, my people, think about any time anything has happened, and you can look back and know exactly. You can go back. You say, I knew this was going to happen when. But you went against it. Oh, my people. I did it too. No shade. No shade. No shade. And this next part, this is real. Trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. How many times did you forgive somebody for hurting you immediately, but beat yourself up for the same thing for years? Y'all, my people. People that I'm speaking to right now, even though we have encountered the darkest of the dark, the most evil of the evil, we were down several times. We've been in the mud. sleeping in the mud. And sometimes the only reason we climbed ourselves out is because we didn't want nobody else to do that. Y'all my people. We got this, you know? Anyway, I say all that to say 2025, year 9. There's a reason why people are being drawn to certain things. And there's a reason why people that aren't drawn to it are becoming empty shells. You look in their eyes, they're not there anymore. They cannot exist here. Mask. Oh. There's a reason that you even able to pay attention. And I'm telling you, as much as, and y'all people, you people, y'all I don't know why I said that, because you know how, anyway. Y'all know your soul tribe, soul family, soul heart, soul one soul, sort, all of us. Y'all know what we're here for. And y'all know the only thing that is going to heal us. And we just gotta, this is your confirmation. You right. Yeah, everybody said you was crazy. You right. Yeah, everybody was like, you sensitive. You right. Yeah, everybody was like, why? You just should work and do your thing. And no, just put your head down. And you just couldn't accept it. Nah, you right. This what we about to do is a frequency. It starts with self-love, self-healing. Because I love you just the way you are. And all the other people that are watching this, that have ever watched this, y'all, no matter what time it is, no matter what year it is, we all connected. We love you. We connected. We good. And I cannot wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I cannot wait until we can all just like look out and just see love. Because you love the way I do. And we had to really heal from that. We had to stitch some stuff up. We had to purge. We had to lose ourselves. So, I mean, I did. I don't want to speak of nothing over nobody else's life. I know I did. I had to lose myself over and over and over again, shatter down, and pick up the pieces, and it's still like, it just wasn't strong enough. It wasn't strong enough. And then one day, somebody brought some heat in, put it all together. Put it all together. Not perfect, but I am strong. And you are too. And I know that the people I'm talking to as well. I know the people I'm talking to as well. People thought the way they thought because they were so hurtful, vindictive. They were trying to get one up or and you just couldn't get it. And people would make you feel like, oh, you're not up on again. Things, just dumb things. I've been there too. Oh, just because you didn't want to fuck people over, then somehow you weren't smart? No. No. It's because you were a decent human being. Or maybe even more than that. Because if you're still here, you're probably more than that. To be honest. So, like, they're probably more than that, right? You think? A little bit? And isn't that crazy though? Just think about it. Like how long people, like there wouldn't even be a saying of take my kindness for weakness if nobody ever did. Why would anybody ever? Right? When did that happen? When did it happen that the more you could hurt people, the more value you held in this world, the more you were able to accomplish, the more powerful you were? When did that happen? I say all that to say 2025, you know you warn people, right? Because like you started seeing it, right? Like you started seeing it whenever things like you showed up in the world, you showed up authentic, and you showed up in sheep's clothing, not in the bad way, not in the bad way, because you never know who you are encountering. You never know. Think about everybody in the Bible y'all talk about so much. And they all did the exact same thing. It doesn't matter if it's right in your face. Bible thumpers. It wouldn't matter. So stop using that as an excuse. Number one. And number two, anybody that was raised to make themselves feel smaller just because they didn't fit into that, bubble, that their bubble of religion. Like, I always felt a certain type of way whenever people would say if something good happened to them, they were blessed because they did something good. And if something bad happened to you, oh yeah, it's because you did something. No. Sometimes it's not your lesson. I'm speaking to you because you have looked for the lesson in everything that has ever happened in your life, no matter how bad. You found the lesson. So I'm not talking to you. I mean, I'm talking to you, but it wasn't your lesson. it doesn't dim down how much it hurt, though. That doesn't dim down what your feelings, because you have always been authentic, never changed, never been nothing different. You've never been nothing different. And you weren't supposed to be. You began understanding before you even like hit middle school, junior high. But because of life you had. Anyway, like I said. I probably went way off the deep end, but I just really wanted to say I am so excited. And the people that just couldn't see the light, but all of a sudden you know you do. Because you've been praying, you've been manifesting, you've been writing stuff, like you want things. You know, you've been changing your mindset, you've been jumping timelines. You've been doing it. Like people just don't hit you the same way they used to. They used to hit you hard too. Oh, they used to hit you hard. And it used to hurt. I feel like somebody throwing a toothpick at you. You tried in 2025, y'all. You tried in 2025. I just want you to know, my folks that I'm talking to, you know you are. And you know how you feel right now. Like something happened. Because like, you know how I figured like this ship is very new for me. Like, excuse me. All of this stuff is new for me, okay? Yeah. But you know what happened for me? It's like when I was resting, I didn't feel bad about it. Like no matter, I don't care if I didn't do nothing at all that day. When I laid down, I was like, I deserve this. I don't. That's when I was like, that, yeah. What you do, huh? We've been fighting so many people's battles. We've been breaking generational curses. We've been jumping timelines. And now guess what we get to do? Guess what we get to do? We get clarity. We get our voice. We're able to clear out everything our ancestors got all the way up to the line, right to the line, and for whatever reason they were turned around. We